Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. On today's forum, our topic is the usage of technologies in school, whether it is primary or secondary school. Is it really helpful? Is it really a helpful tools or a distraction towards students in our educational system? We gathered for you 6 absolutely professional panelists. On my right hand side, we have Sharul Azadi as the representative of the parents. Next, Amira Irina as the government, Muhammad Hazim as the principal. On my left hand side, we have Haziq as teachers, Akila Nafisha, representative of the students, and we have IT experts, Amazai. My name is Muhammad Is and I will be the moderator for today's forum. Now, with the new tools such as artificial intelligence and augmented reality, it has sparked a debate about the advantages and disadvantages of this new technology in our educational system. Now, let's each of you appoint one opinion before we open for discussion.
So, as the government's representative, we often disagree with the usage of electronic devices in classrooms because, as we all know, gadgets are a source of distractions for students because it can lead to negative impacts on their well-being and also academic performances. And not only that, we need to include practical considerations such as cost and equity because one, not every student has come from a wealthy background to buy their own personal devices, and two, we want to make sure every student has the right tool for them to learn effectively.
As for me, as a principal, I totally disagree with letting students to use gadget in school. Yes, gadget can help so many things in studying purpose, but it also has a negative impact for students if they use it in the wrong way. So, because of that, I cannot tolerate into this further.
As an educator, I believe one of the most significant advantages of technology is its ability to support diverse learning styles. Not every student learns the same way. Some of the students still struggling with learning with the traditional teaching methods.
To add to the principals and government's points, us parents wishes to raise our concerns as this issue may worsen if gadgets are allowed in school and reinforced, causing screen dependency. Addiction and behavioral issues may escalate to extreme level when media violence are included.
As a student, having a gadget helps me easily access online learning platforms, ebooks, notes and videos. We find it easier to learning with mobile phone, tablets and even laptop. We can open Google to find articles, watch tutorial videos on YouTube, and even ask AI for recommendations and ideas. This makes studying more flexible, especially when revising at my own pace.
So, as an IT expert, I would say, as a human being who live in 21st century, why don't we follow the flow of modernization? Because I believe all this gadget is an open door for a greater opportunity to enhance our future for the next generation. And also, the gadget is not limited to smartphone and tablet in school. We can say smart board and also the ID card is also one of the gadgets that are used in school nowadays.
Okay, I believe everyone here has appointed one opinion about their representatives. Now let's open table for a discussion. To start with, let's hear it from the government side. Is it really suitable for technologies be included in education?
As I've said earlier, we don't necessarily agree that usage of technology in a learning environment is good because it causes distraction and also reduces focus for students. And additionally, excessive usage of gadgets can also lead to cyberbullying and online safety, which we want to avoid in the first place.
May I say something about your point, please? So about the cyberbullying, your point is there are certain schools which is boarding school and MRSM. They use iPad in their teaching skill, but how to control the usage of this? They put a restriction in the iPad, in all the student iPad. So there are certain apps they can use and cannot use, such as Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The student cannot receive any information about the apps. And the app that is allowed is like Google Classroom and ChatGPT. So this cyberbullying is not happen in certain apps like that.
Your point is valid. However, many parents have raised their worries, and I'm here on their behalf to deliver these concerns. Though the idea of an unrestricted gadget use in school settings may seem tempting, it is undeniable it poses many safety risk concerns for our children. For instance, many have noticed their children coming home with behavioral issues. Many parents point out their children becoming irritable, anxious, and even aggressive when asked to put their devices away. The overuse of gadgets reduce their physical activity and therefore creating a weaker family bond between us parents and our children. We believe that exposure to harmful content is the rooted cause of the behavioral change. Children may encounter inappropriate content and cyberbullying even through school's filters. Not to mention it poses privacy risk, particularly for children who may unknowingly share their personal information without their parents to supervise them. Now, I pose a question for the teachers. Can you, as teachers, guarantee that gadgets won't affect our students' learning abilities? If so, how?
As I said before, some of our students don't know their learning styles, and that's what make they are struggling with learning. This personalized approach helps make learning more inclusive and effective.
Me, myself as a student, agree with the teacher. Since students find a lot of information on internet and those information really helpful is that we can't find in physical book. Now I'm going to ask the principal, how do you personally view the growing use of gadgets in school? Do you see it as a valuable tool or distraction?
Personally, I believe gadgets should not be used in school because everything that I've seen so far is completely make me think that this is potential of a distraction. Because yes, maybe technology can be good if you put it on the right hand, but it will be completely opposite if you use it incorrectly. For example, if the students use the technology like AI in complete the assignment purpose, so when they frequently use the technology so much, it will make their rational thing will become slower. So that's why I think this technology usage is potential distraction. So I have question for you guys to the other side. Can you guys prove is the technology can be helpful in the future?
Well, for the proof, let's say for the statistic in SPM 2023, which is last year, So, if you from the top 1 until top 10 at least, there are school which is from the boarding school, SBP, MRSM, and certain normal school. But if we take a look in the ranking, most of them from MRSM and SBP. What's the difference between these? Why this school achieve more than the normal school? So the differences is they use gadget in their daily use. Use iPad and they use television in the school, in the classroom. So from the gadget they can access and latest information like examination question, and if we want to stay in the school in the old ways, like go to the library, find a book, maybe the book is no longer relevant like from 2018 2017. So I think it's better for us to use gadget to access newest information and technology.
I see how it is.
Can you, as educators, monitor all of our children in order to prevent the abusive usage of gadgets during their classes? If so, how?
Nowadays, almost every school have smart classroom, which consists smart boards. Teachers use smart classroom to have access to the latest information, so that the learning can be more effective. It's not like every student have their own gadgets. It's more like only the teachers get the access to the gadgets, and that's why the teacher can control the misuse of gadgets among the students.
Okay, so the students do not use their own gadgets. That's what you're saying. That's what you're trying to say to us. And the teachers themselves use the smart board
Yes.
to teach and to learn. So that is how they manage to prevent students from misusing the technologies. So I hope that clarifies what the parents' concern about the misusage of technologies in school. So what about our government? Do you have anything to say?
Well, if you want to know, statistics has shown a global ban of phone usages in 79 different education systems as of the end of 2024, which is roughly about 40% globally. And all of this is due to academic drops and attention loss.
May I counter your statistic?
Yes.
The other 60% don't ban using gadgets because they don't have health condition regarding this issue. So me, as a student, I brought a lot of books, physical books, in one day, and our backpacks become heavy because of this.
Well, to support your point, since what if we take a look in the condition of students in urban areas like Kuala Lumpur? As an example, Sujin High School, it is a 5-story school that have no lift. So the student need to carry the backpack on their shoulder every single day. So maybe at the first place they feel a little bit of back pain, but it can lead to scoliosis because it's no longer uncommon health issue in our society. And also the student have so many complaints about a pack of schedule in one day that it can lead to different perspective from the student itself. According to the New Straits Times, the students around 10 up to 17 years old have already in scoliosis stage 1. This 10 up to 17 years old is not an adult phase yet. These teenagers, they are students, they are in school. So from our perspective, we need to use a tablet or an iPad so that we can reduce a bring of books in school.
Okay, so this 5 or 6 stories school, right? They really should add a lift to help the students, but it would be a hassle for them to create lift because they have hundreds of thousands of students. But I think having scholarships is far more worse to be to compare to the hassle for schools to create or add a lift on their school. I think a principal have something to say about this.
Alright. Based on what I have learned and have consumed that everything that they say, I still stick with my point that as a millennial generation, I think the traditional way of learning is much more better than the current way of learning because it's much more fun and easy if you compare to this generation. It's way more complicated and miserable.
So you're saying Gen Z is just a demanding generation now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying right now.
So you as a millennial, you still stick with the old ways
Yes.
of learning.
The millennial way of learning is much more better. So
But I think I'm going to be on the side of Generation Z because they live in a modernization world. But you as a millennial, you have your own opinion. You have your own experience of learning. Okay, apparently there is no perfect solution and conclusion to this. This discussion could go way longer than it should be. So it is not one job to choose which having technologies and using the technologies in our education, is it better or is it just worsen the situation right now? And all 6 panelists have pointed their point and they strongly believe on their point. To conclude, whether it is useful tools, a dynamic learning experience and dynamic learning process, or a good reference for their work, or even on the other side of it, a distraction or a privacy risk and affecting students' mental health and performance, is it really the cause of technologies or is it just they are self-disciplinary? So on today's forum, we have discussed about the usage of technology and let's not jump into conclusion and let's discuss more but in another time. And with that, we end our discussion for today's forum.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Belum first sampai sejam tapi.
Boleh kita boleh compare first.
Dia kalau kan